Hey guys, how you all doing? Rahul here, and today we're going to be going over the editing techniques and render settings I like to use for my Counter-Strike Global Offensive clips. Now, if you watched the previous tutorial in this two-part video, you'll realize how I record my videos, so if you follow that, this will be really useful for you. Now, the editing software I like to use is Premiere Pro. However, I know a lot of you out there use Sony Vegas, so if you do have any questions when you're following this video about Sony Vegas, then do let me know in the comment section below. I use Sony Vegas for a really long time, and I kind of know my way about it, so if there are any questions you have, I can probably help you out. Anyway, to start off, what you want to do is just bring in the video which you recorded. So I've got it in my recording section. Here we go, we've got our Counter-Strike clip. Now, if you remember from when we recorded it, if we drag it in here, it is recorded at 0.25 speed, so it means that watching it back, it is really slow. Now, this is a really good thing because it means we can edit it in detail and have a lot of fun with what is going on. So to start off, we just want to cut down the clip to kind of where we want it to properly start and properly end, because you might have started recording a little bit before and a little bit longer than what you wanted it to be. So we're just going to start it probably around here, so just drag it in and cut it down, and then go to the end of the clip probably around here, I would say, and cut it up there. So to start off, a nice little kind of thing I like to do when adding color correction is to add some color curves, because they can make your lights really light and your darks dark, and they just make your videos stand out. So we can just go to the video effects, drop down this, and then go down to where it says color correction and go down to where it says luma curve. This might be color curves or something else on Sony Vegas, not too sure, but you should find the effect which gives you a box like this with a line going down through the middle. Now, with this, you want to try and make an S sort of shape, so kind of like this, and you'll lighten your lights and darken your darks. I'm going to spend a little bit of time doing editing with this just to try and get a nice little feel going on, and then I'll talk about different kind of moods you could be trying to go with. Alright, so I've done some stuff with the color curve, so this is what it looks like with it on, and then if we turn it off, it kind of washes out the color a little bit. So we've kind of got some more emphasis on the darks. Noticeably, that's what's going on. The lights, I don't know, there isn't much more improvement in the lights, but in this clip there aren't many lights. Maybe in the sky and that you can see a little bit more contrast between the sky and the trees, so that looks really good. And actually, you can go with these curves, you can kind of change them to how you want to kind of get different moods and feels for your video of what you're trying to do. So depending on maybe if you're doing an edit, if you want different feels, this is kind of what you're going to be doing. Now, in the video where I talked about how you can record your clips, I talked about changing your vertical kind of where your vertical HUD is, just so you can put some black bars in. So as you can see, we've got some gap there, and we can put some black bars in. Now, how I make my black bars is on Photoshop. I just make a bar and copy it to the bottom of the screen. So I've got two bars, one at the top and one at the bottom, and it looks a bit like this. Now, these bars, it doesn't really matter what size they are, just you have to make sure that your file size or your file resolution is the same size of which you're going to be working at. So as you can see, if we put it on, they are a little bit too big for what we want to do. So you can just click it, go to your motion options, and go to the scale and just drag them out so they fit, and you can still see your kill feed. So now we've got a kind of nice feel, and we can still see the kill feed, and we've got some black bars to give that cinematic kind of look. Now what we can go on to do is actually speed up the clip, because we don't want to watch it all in slow-mo. We actually want to have it at normal speed. So we can right click it, go to speed/duration, and then we can change the speed up to 400%, because if you remember, we recorded at 0.25%, so if you times 0.25 by 4, you do get 1. So then we can click OK, and then it'll drop it down all the way, so we can decrease the length of time of these black bars, and then we can go on over and watch the clip, and as you can see, it does play at normal speed. Now, a nice little effect I like to do is when you start getting the kills, to add some slow motion. So as you can see here, about maybe here, he starts shooting, or so you can probably spend more time getting it exact when you do it yourself, but around here we can start some slow motion. So we can press C on our keyboard to bring out the cut tool, cut it here, watch it a bit more until he gets like the final spray, so he gets the final kill thereabouts. So we can probably, like I said, spend more time if you're doing this for proper, or for real, should I say. And then we've got 3 clips, so you want to drag the last one out a little bit. You just want to right click the first one and go to your go to your speech/duration and then change your speed to 200%. Now what this will do will basically mean that your clip is played at 50%, because if you remember, 400% is basically 100%, and now if we watch it back from, say, like here, we will go up to long, and then when we start getting kills, it gives us a nice little slow motion, and I personally really am a big fan of this effect. I don't know, maybe some of you guys aren't, who watch my videos, and I've used it a lot. Maybe some of you don't like that, but I like it, so I just thought I'll show you how to do it. But that's about it for the editing, so now we can go on to the render settings. So make sure you've got everything there. Maybe watch back your video a couple times to see everything's there and everything's looking good, and then you can press Ctrl M on your keyboard to bring up your render window. Now once it opens up, you can change your format to H.264, as that's the best for YouTube, and you can change your preset to I think there's like a YouTube 1080p one down there or something, but I'm going to be showing you the one I use, which I've custom made, which I think is really good for YouTube. So I call it YouTube 60, and here we can see that I do render at 1440p, and this is just to make use of YouTube's higher bitrate. The frame rate I render at is 59.94, 59.94 and 60 are pretty much the same thing. It just, I don't even know why I'm on 59.94. Just pick something which is like 60, because it will give you that 60 FPS for YouTube, and everyone loves that. And if you recorded like how I did, even if you recorded at 30 frames per second, you'll be able to render at your 60 FPS. You can copy these settings down here, but the main thing you want to be looking at now is your bitrate settings, and we're going to be using the VBR2 pass, and you want to make sure you're getting the correct target bitrate. So to do this, you want to go onto the internet and just look up YouTube bitrate settings, and here we can see what kind of bit rates we have to be using. So for instance, 1080p at 60 fps, 12 megabytes a second, whereas if you're at 1440p, 24 megabytes per second, and at 4K we can go up to 68 megabytes per second at 60 fps. So you can just take a quick glance at this. I might leave this in the description, I don't know, but it's really easy to find. Just search up YouTube bitrate, and now we know that for 1440p at 60 fps, 24 megabytes a second is what we want to be using. Now we don't want to be going any higher than this, as it would only increase the file size, and also when uploading to YouTube you won't notice a difference, and if you're actually going too high over this, you will actually notice a decrease in the quality of your videos, and you'll get kind of grainy looking videos, and it just won't look good at all. So 24 is what we're going to be using, and that is about it for the render settings. So yeah, that is about it for the whole video actually. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. All you would have to do now is click export and then upload it to YouTube. In the editing side of things, you could probably have added music and stuff, but I'll leave that down to you guys. I just thought I'll show you some of the editing stuff I did. But yeah, I've been Rahul. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video, and as always, catch you on the next one.